Forecast. Here's KATC Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back. Well, we're all breathing a little bit easier. We were pretty prepared and knew that this storm was going to pretty much miss Acadiana, but you never know how it's going to play out until the last moments. And certainly the forecast track on this one was rock solid for days. Unfortunately, though, coming in stronger than anticipated, and that's why you always have to prepare for a storm coming in one category higher than is forecast, and that was certainly the case with Hurricane Zeta coming in as a strong Cat 2, almost a Cat 3 storm. It was 1 mile an hour away from becoming a Cat 3, 110 mile an hour winds, and this one strengthened all the way up to the coast. We thought cooler waters and shear would have impart some, maybe kind of kill this a little bit, but actually that upper level trough that came in, that is coming in, bringing the cool air, actually energized the system, and that's sometimes what happens, and then they fall apart a little bit faster. But this storm also running so quickly ahead of that trough that fortunately didn't have the rainfall flooding, but boy, this packed a big wallop on storm surge and winds as it went right over New Orleans. Now it's over into eastern portions of Mississippi and western Alabama, and notice we'll just go back, that eye of the storm went right over the New Orleans metro area. Rarity there, and some very heavy rainfall. And the rarity, once again, this is a storm that made landfall on the second latest date we've ever seen landfall in Louisiana on October 28th, only to be beaten by Hurricane Juan back in 1985, and that came in on October 29th. But Juan also made a couple of landfalls. It looped, if you remember, along the coast and made 3 different landfalls. The first one in Louisiana on the 29th of October. Now, right now, we do have some sprinkles in the air with some clouds moving on through. We've already had the cool front move through, but the upper level cool front is across southwest Louisiana, so some light rain showers possible next few hours. After that, it's going to be smooth sailing. So satellite imagery revealing still a pretty organized storm system. Last couple of frames now starting to fall apart a little bit, but a very well developed storm here just to the west of the Thomasville area near Chatham in Alabama. Down to 80 mile per hour winds, so back down to a Cat 1. Should weaken below hurricane strength later on tonight. Look how fast this is moving. To the northeast at 31. That means it's going to be out in the Atlantic. It's going to move 1,000 miles overnight tonight through tomorrow morning, getting out through Virginia. In fact, tropical storm warnings from Virginia back through North Carolina, northern Georgia into Alabama, of course, the coast, and still hurricane warnings for eastern Louisiana. These will be dropped soon once this system gets a little bit further inland, but all watches and warnings were dropped here locally as of 10 o'clock this morning. So we've had some big gusts. Check out Mobile, got up to 91 last hour, now 71. Lots of wind gusts in the 50, 60, 70 mile an hour range, and also offshore as well. So this is not done doing its damage, and it's going to continue to produce strong and gusty winds as we take a look at the high resolution rapid refresh model showing those high winds. Still few pockets of purple here corresponding to better than 70 mile an hour winds, eventually weakening, but you see those wind gusts in the 50 mile an hour range all the way up through Atlanta. Meanwhile, for us, just a nice breeze out of the west-northwest tonight and west-southwest initially tomorrow, and then back to the northwest tomorrow afternoon. Nice breezy, cooler conditions moving on in. So here we go with the graph model showing our storm system pushing into Alabama at midnight, clearing skies for us. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the upper 40s, and then topping out somewhere in the low to mid 60s, and a secondary trough comes in, maybe a few clouds early tomorrow evening, but that's just going to reinforce the cool, dry air coming in as high pressure builds in. Some beautiful weather ahead. So temperatures tonight, upper 40s to near 50. Tomorrow in the mid 60s, so certainly jacket and sweater weather. And then tomorrow night, a little bit of a chill in the air once again. Perfect gumbo weather. That's a hint. And then as we head into Friday afternoon, once again, middle 60s. So breezy, cooler overnight tonight, maybe a few showers up until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then skies clearing by daybreak. Tomorrow, a sunny, pleasant, cool day with lots of westerly winds blowing at about 12 to 18, so it's going to feel really fresh out there. Remember, the air that we're seeing has come over the snow and ice-covered fields back in Texas and Oklahoma, so there'll be a chill in the air. And as we go through the weekend, great-looking weather this weekend with highs in the lower 70s, lows still in the 40s, and another front coming in for Sunday that's going to ensure nice and cool weather going into early next week. So finally, some good news coming from the Weather Lab, and good news guaranteed for the next week. or
Yeah.
more. Let's hope.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
guaranteed.
hey,
We don't
thank
get
goodness-
those often here.
Thank
No, we
goodness for
don't.
those fronts too, Rob, because I was going to say with daylight savings there, we don't want another hour of 2020. I think we're done.
Yeah,
We've had
unfortunately,
enough.
we
If
got
the
that.
weather's cool, we'll take it. I
But
think.
cool and wind keeps the mosquitoes down too.
All right. Well, there's a silver lining. Thank you, Rob.